Hi everyone, welcome to an arrive and drive session around Ridge Motorsports Park karting track. It's a scale version of the actual Ridge Motorsports Park, which is a incredible circuit out here in Washington State. And me and a few buddies decided to drive out here to catch the Lemons race last October. And we all go karting together while we were in Seattle, so we figured we would run a few sessions at the karting track here as well. And I'm glad we did, because this karting track is a lot of fun. It has a lot of elevation changes that lead to interesting racing. It really changes up how you take turns, because if you're going up a hill, you can kind of go a little bit throttle heavy on the turn before, because whatever speed you might be overdoing will kind of be counteracted by the hill. So a lot of interesting decisions. It allows you to take turns a little differently. We come upon the final turn. It's this corkscrew or roller coaster, whatever you want to call it. Very unique. I haven't seen that before on a karting track, and it's a lot of fun. Another reason why the track's really cool. So here we go, lap 1 around the circuit. Let's kind of walk through this lap together. We go up turn 1, maintaining about 38, 39 miles an hour. So really quick series of turns there, and the hill kind of slows you down a little bit, so you can carry a lot more speed than you think through that. And we go through this hairpin, one of my favorite turns on the circuit. Once you really learn how to nail it, it's a lot of fun. And then it comes down to a double right-hander that goes back up a hill to a left-hander. And I found this to be the hardest corner on the circuit to take. I don't think I ever got the hang of that turn, honestly, even though we did a number of sessions. So here we go down to the corkscrew again. There's a few carts in front of us, so Tyler has to slow down quite a bit, and so do I, so I made sure I don't go into the back of him. And we start the second lap with quite a few carts in front of me, so I'm thinking about how I'm gonna cut through these folks, catch up to Tyler if I can, and pass him, right? So I have to slow down quite a bit as we go up turn 1, but I don't think I lose too much time, so we're able to stay behind the carts ahead. Going through this hairpin down into the double right-hander, maintaining a lot of speed, actually catching up, and 14 makes a little mistake, so I'm able to go around the outside as we go up to the left-hander at the top of the hill. And I catch right up to Tyler as well. He goes pretty wide, so I'm able to make up a lot of time on the left-hander. And here we go, going into a corkscrew. And then all of a sudden, this guy in front of me spins out, locks his wheels, and I had no time to react to him. I ended up just going right into the front of him. It was a head-on collision, and I haven't really had any of those in karting, so I was pretty surprised. But we move. I ended up being okay. I think the other guy ended up being okay as well. So I fixed my GoPro, and here we go up to turn 1 again of lap 3. A few back markers in front of me, but I haven't lost a lot of time on Tyler. As you can see, he's right in front of me. I think he had to slow down quite a bit during that whole incident as well, to make sure that he was able to go around it. We come down to the double right-hander, and I'm able to make a lot of time up on him. I think I was just faster than him this entire session through that little section, and I actually just sent it up the inside of this left-hand turn. He went pretty wide, and I don't think he expected me to be there. Probably thought that I had been collected, and I wasn't able to really get out of it as quickly as I did, but somehow I'm able to catch up and pass him there. But I know he's right behind me, right? So he's been faster than me through a number of the corners on this track, so I know he's right behind me, and I'm just focused on making sure that I can use the clean track ahead of me and put it in the lap times that I need to, just stay in front of him for the rest of the session, hopefully. So, I go through the hairpin right here. As I mentioned, very, very satisfying. I think I carry a decent amount of speed down there. I know I'm faster than Tyler during this section of the track, so I'm not too worried. But we come up, the uphill section right here. Pretty good overtaking opportunity. And as you can see, there's a back marker in front of me, so I'm thinking about that a little bit, making sure, hopefully she isn't on the racing line, so I'm able to do a clean pass. But we get to the corkscrew, and this section is really hard to pass anyone, and I slow down a lot because she was going pretty slow through it as well. And I think about going around her, but that actually ends up just leaving the door open for Tyler, and he gets right in front of me. So lap 5, I was able to keep my lead for about a lap, not even. and Tyler's able to stay in front of us. So that shows how close he was behind me the entire lap I was in front of him. So it was always going to be pretty tough. But now, you know, I'm just focused on, you know, putting in consistent laps and making sure I stay with him throughout the corners and making up time where I can. And, you know, I make up a little time in the double right-hander, as, you know, I knew I was a little faster than him. But we come up to this left turn where I got him initially, and I'm, you know, obviously way too far behind. So right now I just want him to stay the same distance away from me. You know, we don't have any sort of trackers or anything that we can see, right? So I'm just going off my eyes, and I just want him to stay the same length in front of me. And, you know, you can see him sliding through that last corner right there, but he still is able to stay in front of us pretty consistently, which I was kind of surprised by. But I think he's just carrying so much speed, and I'm going through that corner a lot more conservatively, that he's able to just stay in front of me. So we go through the first turn, try and go as fast as possible. You're carrying around, you know, 40 miles an hour as you go up that hill. And, you know, we get down to the double right-hander down here. I know I'm a little faster, do make up some time on him. Not enough, obviously, to make any sort of move going into this turn. But, you know, more of that is good. And I'm actually catch up to him here. I think you can see him sliding down around a little bit, I think, making a couple mistakes. So I'm a lot closer to him this time around. So I'm thinking maybe I can get in front of him. But as you know, he's able to carry just a lot more speed through that little section. And, you know, it doesn't look that bad, but, you know, once we get onto the straight, you realize how nice his exit is compared to mine, because he's just able to pull ahead. So lap 7 out of 11, you know, the laps are counting down at this point. Don't have that much time left to take Tyler, but, you know, trying my best to stick with him. We see a back marker in front of us, again, hoping that I don't have to brake really suddenly or anything. So we go on to the double right-hander. I think Tyler slows down a little bit because of the back marker in front of him, to see if he can put together a move for this corner. And then I see him making the move, and I just send it as well, because I had a feeling if I didn't send it there for this right-hand turn, I would be stuck behind and I would lose a lot of time. So I left him the space he needed, but I also sent it because I knew Tyler would probably just leave me if I didn't make that move. So coming into lap 8, Tyler still a fair amount in front of us, but I think it's been pretty consistent the last few laps. Chances are we're putting in very similar lap times. I sent it up turn 1. I think I took this turn a lot faster this time, and I'm able to nail all the apexes, so you know, he isn't able to pull away. Come into this hairpin, which I really like. I think he took it a little wide, so I think I'm able to make some time up, and then I make even more time up here in this double right-hander. So we're going up the hill. Don't think he's unreachable at this point. Still a few more laps left. I know I'm making up some time up on him at certain parts of the track, so I'm pretty hopeful. You know, all it takes is a mistake, or we run into some traffic, and you know, I might have a chance. So we go down the corkscrew, and I'm just hoping that I can get a good exit out of here. And I think we get, you know, kind of the same exit as Tyler, because he's not really pulling away from me at this point. And we come upon some traffic going to turn 1, lap 9. I have to slow down quite a bit, I think, but I think Tyler has to as well to get around the traffic right there. And, you know, I'm actually catching up to him pretty quickly. I think he had to slam the brakes really hard. He actually slid a little bit. So I just send it up the inside of the hairpin. I know I can take that hairpin well, and I know I'm carrying a lot more speed. And then the double right-hander at the bottom, as I talked about already, I know I can take that faster than him. So I'm able to actually pass him there, but, you know, come upon this left-hander, it would be a really good time for him to get me back. So I leave him the space, but he actually doesn't send it up the inside, but he's pretty close behind me. So I'm making sure that I cut off the passing lane here, and then down this corkscrew, I'm worried that he's going to make his time up. But for the most part, it seems like he is a little too far away to make a move on this start-finish straight. I'm able to keep pulling away from him at least slightly. But, you know, still more traffic in front of us, so I'm just trying to make sure that, you know, I'm able to get past traffic and keep him behind me as well. So coming upon the hairpin, I'm able to just send it up the inside of number 5, actually on the racing line, so it ends up being okay, carrying a lot of speed here. And then, not an ideal line, but I'm able to get by 7 pretty easily. I think I was just carrying a lot more speed. So we go to the left-hander. I know Tyler's probably still behind me, but I don't know for sure because, you know, I just went through some traffic. but I take it pretty tight just in case he is, then use all of the track on the exit of the following turn to gain as much speed as possible before the hard braking zone into this corkscrew. Just focusing on my exit right there, making sure that he's able to get me on the straight, because I think we go about the same speed on the straight. I think we're around the same weight. So here we go, up turn 1 again, second to last lap, trying to just hit as many apexes as I can up that corner without having to slow down. And the hairpin went pretty smoothly as well, carrying a decent amount of speed. You actually don't even need to brake for that hairpin once you figure out how to do it correctly. The double right-hander goes smoothly as well, but we're back up to the left turn, and I know this is a pretty good spot, so I think I take this a little bit better. I take it tight, but I'm able to use more of the track. Probably compromised myself a little bit for the following turn, but I just wanted to make sure that he didn't get me on the better overtaking opportunity. Down the roller coaster again we go, and coming upon our final lap of the session. Green flag tells me that it's the final lap. So just one more lap, hopefully no traffic, and I'm able to stay in front of Tyler and end off this session on a high. I can see some traffic ahead, but it's actually a stationary cart, so I avoid him taking the hairpin a little slower than usual. But we go down to the double right-hander. As you can see, yellow flags there, I think, for a stationary cart. But we're nowhere near that, so we can power ahead. And left-hander again, I take it very tight. I have to slow down a lot. Definitely compromising my exit, but just making sure that he doesn't get me back on that turn. We come upon the corkscrew one last time, and I really screw it up, and I go really wide, and I have to catch it, and that just makes me take very little speed down the corkscrew. But it seems like my exit was just good enough that I was able to stay ahead and take the checkered flag. All in all, an amazing little session here at the track. We went for a few more sessions before and after, and they were all just as fun. But this was the most racy of the sessions, if you will, where we got to kind of fight for a position or for a track position, if you will. But hey, all in all, it's just a ride and drive. It's just for fun, and we had a lot of fun at this track. So if you're able to go out to Shelton, Washington to catch a motorsport event at the larger track, or you just want to try out karting, definitely give it a shot. And ideally you go out in the summer when the weather's really nice. So thank you all for watching. Hope you had fun going around the track with me. See you all next time.